everybody, from Sin and Sci-Fi here. Previously, I told you that Hal Annas was spotted twice in Imp and once in Tomcast, both France men's magazines from the early 60s. Looking into Hal, I dug around online and saw that he wrote several sci-fi shorts in the 50s, The Ultimate Quest, for example, which is a fun little romp. I reached out to friend of the show, Jean Marie Stein. She told me Forrest J. Ackerman was his agent. She also sent me a piece from 1953 that Annis wrote called Introducing the Author from Imagination, Volume 4, Number 8, that accompanied his short No Sons Left to Die. In it, he wrote of a very rural upbringing. In fact, he painted a florid picture of pastoral life for many, many paragraphs. Other than that, I only learned that he went to school for 5 years, was a marble champion, and went right to work primarily as a news reporter. I just happened upon the issue of Imagination prior to that one, in which one fan with a hell of a moniker couldn't get enough of Hal. Jean Marie released an ebook by Hal Annas via her Renaissance eBooks Incorporated, which she entitled Alita the Yellow Star, The Cosmic Reckoning Book 1. It was the first of a trilogy of stories referred to as the Novakin series that originally appeared in November of 1955 in Raymond A. Palmer's Otherworld science stories as Reckoning from Eternity. Bill Danch, another writer for France Mags, had a cartoon in that issue, by the way. More on him later. The other stories in Hal's trilogy are Daughter of Doom and Infinity to Infinity, Witch of the Dark Star. While Hal Annas was credited as the sole writer of Reckoning with Eternity originally, Jean Marie's impression from Forey was that B. Mahaffey, an editor for Other Worlds, whom Forey knew well, was heavily involved in making the story what it was, with a strong female character and with some romance. And so Jean Marie gave Mahaffey co-writing credit on the ebook. She was active in fandom in the Cincinnati area. She likely garnered attention other than from just her future employer, Ray Palmer. Hal Annas appeared in another magazine that she and Palmer edited. Invasion of the Dark Ones was in Mystic Magazines in January of 1954, number 2. Mystic was not a science fiction magazine. In Palmer's own editorial, this is not a magazine devoted to the crusade. Rather, it is a magazine where we will speak freely of the things not generally regarded as scientific or as accepted. We will not even criticize the man who says, "When I am dead, that is the end." But we will defy the man who says, "You fool," when we conjecture to the possibility of death not being the end. We will say to him, "Go peddle your fish. Being dead, they stink." Hal's two stories in Imp have a lot of alcohol in them. One is centered in Eddie Durlock's beer joint. The other finds Luther Edwin, a stern bachelor, wed to a stunning stranger one hazy morning. Tomcat had a hard-boiled story concerning a Washington wife sent away while a scandal blew over. Thanks to the internet speculative fiction database, I found Hal in Amazing Stories. This was in 1956, so the aforementioned Palmer was no longer editor, but filling in for editor Paul W. Fairman, Hal did a guest editorial in The Observatory. He wrote about nuclear waste. "One proposal is to rocket the stuff into space," Hal wrote. "As of now," he continued, "the project is considered too costly. But is it in 2025? With renewed interest in nuclear power for AI and cryptocurrency, and renewed interest in rocketry, is this where we're headed?" That's a spooky thought. I mean, no one is ever going to habitate Mars, let's be honest. So, is this what all the space hullabaloo is really about? In closing, I wanted to add that Jean Marie's friend, Gregory Benford, a sci-fi writer and professor emeritus at the Department of Physics and Astronomy at the University of California, Irvine, was once part of a U.S. commission looking into solutions for nuclear waste, and he traveled down deep into the Arizona caverns. That's nearly a Hollow Earth story that would have grabbed Ray Palmer's attention. See you next time, gang.